So I wanted to make a video on my opinion of tracked machine versus wheeled machine. I've looked on the internet for some videos on that, and there's a few. Stanley Dirt Monkey did one, which I don't agree with on his outtake. I do appreciate his videos. He does a really good job, has a great channel. But I've owned both. I currently own both. I've probably put 1,000 hours at least on each style of machine. Not these particular ones, but I've done it for a while, moving dirt, landscaping. And yeah, my opinion, I'll tell you straight out of the box, is tracks are the only way to go. Now, wheeled machines have their place. You know, if you're just starting out with a company and you can't afford a track machine, maybe 10, 15 grand's the max you can spend, then I would say, you know, try to find your little 773 Bobcat. They're great little machines. Little wheel, one case, whatever. Get you by. But, you know, you can get in a good used trap machine, 20, 25,000 if you know what you're looking at, which that's always a gamble. I mean, these machines are expensive to own. I mean, you're better off, in all honesty, to buy new and get a warranty. Have a good mechanic. You know, when it comes to brand, it comes down to who's going to fix it for you. You need the best dealer support you can get in your area. I say that to everybody. They ask me what brand. Well, it comes down to who's going to fix it at the end of the day. But keep you working is most important. You know, it's one thing to fix it, but what if you're down for a week? You know, if they're going to provide you a backup machine, that's a big seller for me if I'm buying a new machine. But I'm going to post some video here of get some video footage of both of them digging, both of them loading the dump truck. And I mean, the wheel machine, hey, people used them for a long time. That's all we had. They do the job, but tracks are just so much more productive in every aspect. I mean, loading the truck, especially when you got rainy days. If you're doing this to put food on your table and make a living, I mean, rainy days, you've got to fight with it constantly. And a day or two after rain, it's wet. You can go in that trap machine and still work. It just does the job. You know, when people complain about the wear on tracks and all this, I mean, look, you get used to running one, you're not going to be throwing tracks. Once you get used to one, you can feel it if one's trying to come off. You can pop it right back on. You know, I mean, it's just one of those deals. You put 500-600 hours on a track loader, and you ain't going to go back. I'm telling you right now. Now, I mean, if you've got an excavator and you can do your hard digging, then maybe a wheel loader will work for you. You know what I mean? Moving loose material, backfilling, something like that. If you're doing asphalt, then yeah, I would want the wheels over the tracks. But for any type of grading work, digging work, I mean, I've dug my swimming pool with this track loader. I mean, it's just and that was hard red clay smoking the teeth. The thing's just a beast. The wheel one, I mean, it would take you for, I don't think it